What's up guys, it's Ryder and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the June update within Forza Motorsport 7. And this update offered a couple new features that they've added into the game along the lines of some of these are quality of life, giving us a free car. And then today, with the June update, we are all getting the Hoonigan car pack. And in case you didn't know, to get the Hoonigan car pack, you previously would have had to pre-order the game, but now they're making it free. I'm guessing, as I believe this is part of their thing, is saying, you know, hey, we realize our game has kind of been of the lower standards, so we're going to give you guys this car pack. So if you didn't pre-order the game and you bought the game standard, go redeem your free Hoonigan car pack. So if you have always been interested in the Hoonigan cars, like the Torque Stallion, the Hoonicorn, Scotto's, RWB, Porsche, that stuff, you can go get those cars for free as of this update. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the few features of this update. So the first feature we are going to talk about is first off, we might as well, instead of features, we might as well talk about the other free car that you guys can get your hands on, and that is the Zack Speed Roush Mustang IMSA GT. Not my type of car, but hey, it's a free car. It's something that people may be interested into. I believe it's an old school GT car. I'll probably have footage of it on screen. So the first feature we're going to be talking about is the Forzathon updates. They are changing up Forzathon, so they are kind of less tied to Xbox, so to speak. So instead of it being like you could do the Forzathon, you get the achievement, now it's on its server side, like under their control, so which means we'll get Forzathons more often. So yeah, we won't get achievements for it. So unless you're a really big achievement hunter type person, it really won't affect you. But this does allow us to get these exclusive cars from Forzathon more often and give us more challenges to do within Forza, and apparently making them giving them more variety. So I'm hoping that means making these challenges actually somewhat difficult, because a lot of these challenges have been easy. For example, I believe one at one point was like win a race in a Japanese car, and all you had to do was get a Nissan or something, get this Nissan GT car, and then go around Suzuka once, or go around like Lime Rock once, and then boom, you've won a race in a Japanese car. So it's like, I believe that's gonna change up, and they're gonna make those a little bit more difficult and make these Forzathon cars feel more exclusive and feel like you've actually had to try to earn these cars. The next thing that they have changed up is they've done some multiplayer updates, and the first part of the multiplayer update we're going to talk about is the multi-class. So before in Forza, you could do a multi-class, you just had to set up the buckets themselves, and sometimes it would glitch out with the scoring. Like I used to be in a racing league, or GT racing league, and we used to have Forza touring cars, and we had the Forza GT cars, so it was like we had to set the two buckets, and sometimes the buckets would be switched. So even though the person that had a GT was in first place, it still said he was in last place, and the last place was in first. And it was really glitchy, and it kind of like, it was just a temporary thing to do. So you had to kind of rely off of, you know, what was actually happening on the track in the game. Really, you can rely off what the game was telling you. But I believe they're changing it up a bit, and I know there's an actual mode now where you can just select it to multi-class, which it offers a lot. So you can be grouped up with your proper bucket. So if you guys are in any multi-class leagues within Forza 7, you guys will probably feel it the most, and it'll probably change up the way that you play the game the most. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is multiplayer tuning, which is going to give you the ability to tune your car within a multiplayer lobby. So this means whenever, instead of test, like, you know how you guys can test drive if you're in a multiplayer lobby to pass the time. So if you're getting in a Forza Endurance GT hopper, those races usually last 20 minutes, maybe 15, depending on the track and how they're set up. This gives you the opportunity to go ahead and tune your car, or go over your tune and test your car out. Or if you're like me, I usually have a set way I like to tune my cars, like kind of make a base tune. So you can just get in there, put your base tune on if you're trying to try out a new car or anything of that sort. And this also means you can even add upgrades to your car if you feel like you'd be more competitive. So instead of going out making a tune for that car specifically for straight line, if you like the tune it is and you just want more power in case you get dealt like Le Mans, you can say, okay, let me hop into the upgrade shop, put more power in this car, get some more straight line speed out of it, and boom, you're competitive for that lobby, which I think is a really welcome change, and I think will make the quality of life of hoppers a little bit better. So next thing we're talking about is the Forza photography. Now, personally, I don't really use the photography system in Forza, even though if you do follow my Instagram, you see I take pictures, but I usually do that like on my own. Like I just take a screenshot from my capture device. I don't usually take the picture in Forza and send it to myself and not go through all that. I just take the picture from my capture device. But for those of you that don't have that luxury, I believe they're changing up some panning stuff to it, like a new panning focus mode and tracking and all that, so the camera has a better focusing, I'm assuming. And then the next thing we are going to be talking about is, I believe, like, assuming that hopefully this goes well, because I believe this would be really good for the game, but if they give us more of these spotlight events. But we're getting these Ford spotlight events, which it means we're getting new rivals for the new free car, and we're also getting some different leagues, and we'll be getting I believe it's the Ford Fiesta XR2, and just that type of stuff going on with that. I believe that would be really good for the game, giving us kind of like the spotlight months, you know, like maybe next month maybe we'll get like a Porsche spotlight, because I'm assuming, because this game's main cover and marketing is Porsche, so I'm assuming we'll get a Porsche spotlight event, which means we'll get, I don't know, some Porsche that's not in the game, and it'll be like a free car or something as part of their free car. And I also believe this, since this is the Ford Spotlight month, I believe this is the month later this month in a Forzathon event. This is where we can get our Ford 2019. I don't know what year model it is that was leaked. I think it's 2019 or 2018. No, there's not 2019 Ford Mustang. So it'd be the 2018 Ford Mustang that was leaked in the summer update live stream, where they're showing off the new features that they were bringing in. So I believe that's maybe what we'll be getting, and maybe a little bit more than that. So now we're at the part where we're going to talk about the Hoonigan car pack. Now, if you've already purchased the Hoonigan car pack, or like if you already pre-ordered, then you already know most of the cars. But basically, you get the Ford Hoonicorn, you get the Twerk Stallion, then you get the RWB Porsche, the Hoonigan Ford Escort, the Napalm Nova, the Tri-5 by Fire, the Chevy Bel Air, and the Holden Ute. So that's kind of like I'm not really gonna get into those cars. If you know who Hoonigan is, you know enough about those cars. It's just kind of one of those things. But one thing that I did want to talk about before I end this video, that I want to touch on, is a lot of people were expecting this to be the summer update that was showed off in the live stream, I don't know, say a couple weeks ago, with the new drifting, the new drag racing, and the track limit things. And a lot of people I saw were going at Turn 10 on Twitter about this, like, wait, where's the update that you promised? So now you're not. But they never promised the update in June. They said summer. So people just assumed it was June because that was the closest update month that was next. So I'm assuming that, I believe we're probably going to get this update sometime in August, or maybe August, and then hopefully, which would be, I wouldn't say a stretch, but hopefully they can give us to it in July. That would be really nice if we can get a new update for July, so it'd be midsummer. But we may get it in August for like an in summer type deal, because it is a lot of features. But I think they're probably going to drop it in July, because they really don't want to drop it too close to Forza Horizon 4, which, well, technically it isn't confirmed, but it is confirmed because they make a Horizon every other year. So or Playground Games makes a Horizon every other year. So I don't think they want to launch it too close to Horizon 4. So that's kind of where I think they're on that update. I just want to say this because I noticed, like, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you saw me kind of commenting on people like, dude, like, and just, it's just a whole lot, like, stuff going on with, like, a lot of people just heard that it was an update and just didn't actually look into when it was going to be coming out. So hopefully that can clarify for some of you guys that maybe didn't watch the live stream, is just hearing it from people to people. It's a summer update, but they never said when. People just assume it was the beginning of summer. Just because of that, it doesn't mean that it has to be the beginning. So we could get it late summer. So it's kind of one of those things. Just, I believe if we're patient, it'll come around. It'll be great. And hopefully when they add it, it'll add more breadth into Forza 7. Because I feel like, personally, Forza 7 gets a bad rep, even though, because it's just fun to hate on at this point. But I'll be making another video on that topic on why I think people give Forza 7 more shit than it deserves. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I believe today will be a double upload. I think I'm dropping, if everything goes right with editing and rendering, I'll be dropping another video today, and it'll be the first paint booth that we've had in a long time. If it doesn't come out today, then it will be out tomorrow. I've been working on this paint for a bit and trying to get this paint ready for you guys so I can present it to you guys for a new take on this series as part of how I'm changing up a lot of how my series are presented. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next video.